We live? We're live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. Um, let's check out the sticks here on Bitcoin while we're here. Bitcoin pulling up from we just in the 1 minute chart, just not even that long ago. It's I guess today is the 9th. Okay, these times are Eastern time. I'm in the Central time zone, so just an hour ago we were at 45.5, and now we're up to 47.2. That's looking good. Pulling up 2.5%. Definitely good. Would love to see it go back above the 50,000 mark, but take what we can get for right now. Let's go to our watch list. Watch the big movers today. Cardano. Cardano pushing up. Cardano pushing 260. Also moving down from its 248 an hour ago, but 260, that's 6.5%. That's good. Again, the Cardano's Alonzo hard fork combinator takes place this upcoming Sunday on the 12th. So that could, people probably looking to that for some market moves. Uh, Definitely wasn't expecting this El Salvador thing to affect crypto as much as it did. Um, but hey, it is what it is. Chainlink doing well. Hut 8 mining up 2%. What about our big losers? Skills getting hit. DD also getting hit. Let's look at skills. Skills down to 1150. We looked at it last week and it was in the $12 range. Let's move to the hour chart for skills. Yeah, I was at 1269 just yesterday. Yeah, yesterday's open was close to $14, falling to 1154 today. Still off the lows of a couple weeks ago, but definitely way off the highs of earlier this year. It was in the where was it exactly? It was in the 40s. Yeah, 4630. Just look at this chart. Skills as a SPAC opened at 983, exploded up to 4630, and then has since fallen back to SPAC levels, very low. If you believe in skills, this is a great place to buy. This is a great place to buy it. Here, let's head over to CNBC. Opening bell is about to start.
People would stop wearing it. But we didn't go
Lululemon.
back to the office.
Wow, up
And Lulu has
25%
become
year to date.
kind of the standard of what people wear.
By the way, I know people who wear those slacks to the office.
Yeah, the
those
ABC.
Pants. Yeah, the ABC.
Look, this is one of those, it's kind of difficult to talk about. The first page of what they talked about was bras. And I said, do I mention bras or is that sexist? But they talked about that's their category of innovation is bras. And I think that's fabulous. David, there hasn't been a new innovation in bras, I don't know how many years.
A long time.
Long time.
I understand. Yes.
Long time.
Yes.
It's probably not a coincidence that Peloton today announcing their own private label apparel brand.
Really, Peloton private label.
I think that Peloton is a forward-thinking company. Let's put it that way. Foley.
Gonna
I bumped into Foley.
challenge Lulu. Here we are,
He's,
opening bell.
Irrepressible. That's who he is. Irrepressible. But when you look at Lulu, even this mirror acquisition,
We've seen a lot of red the last couple of days. Let's hope for some green.
things about that quarter, they're paying people $70 an hour. Wealth and health. Wealth and health. That's something that Ulta talked about. is that wealth and beauty.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
these are categories. Well,
A little
for
bit more
Bolton, it's
red than
beauty and
like
health.
to see,
For,
but
for when I think about
we'll take it.
Lulu, it's wealth and health, meaning that if you can afford their stuff,
S&P
you're
down
doing pretty well.
That's true.
a couple
There is the opening
points.
bell, a CNBC real-time exchange as well of the big board at cybersecurity company IronNet, celebrating a recent listing via SPAC at the NASDAQ. Fuel cell truck startup Izon Motors celebrating its listing via SPAC. I think as we're getting even more headlines this morning, Jim, about extensions of shutdowns.
All right, let's head over to the Wall Street Journal, see any
I
news.
think that the
Oh, this is good news. Taliban to let 200 Americans and other foreigners fly out of Afghanistan. That is good. Afghanistan's Taliban authorities are allowing some 200 Americans permanent allowing some 200 Americans, US permanent residents, and holders of other Western passports to leave the country on a flight to Qatar scheduled for Thursday. The first such departure by air since US forces withdrawal last month. The flight will be followed by daily air links to foreign countries, a senior Qatari official said. The Qatari official said it wasn't an evacuation flight, as all the passengers hold foreign passports and, if required, visas for their destinations, and have been ticketed by the airline. Qatar facilitated the transportation of the passengers to the airport in a convoy of minibuses parked Thursday morning in a Kabul hotel. Okay. One man from Maryland, accompanied by his wife and 4 children, came to Kabul 6 months ago to take care of his ailing mother. Since the fall of the capital on August 15th, the family had been hiding out in their home, too scared to venture out. We thought we would never leave Afghanistan, said the man. The Taliban has come to a neighboring house asking about us. Another family from D.C., including only one American citizen, a 6-month-old, and her parents, both of them green card holders. I was afraid so much, said the father, a 37-year-old who received a U.S. green card because he worked with American forces in Kandahar and Helmand provinces. He said he received a call from the State Department Thursday morning instructing him to show up at Kabul's Serena Hotel. Okay, well, that's some good news. The people left in Afghanistan are getting to come home. Let's hope they all get home safely. U.S. jobless claims fall sharply to pandemic low. Filing for jobless benefits last week fell and reached a fresh pandemic low, extending a downward trend as employers hold on to work despite the Delta variant of COVID 19. Initial unemployment claims, a proxy for layoffs, moved lower in the week ended September 4th to 310,000, from a slightly upward revised 345,000 the prior week. The Labor Department reported Thursday the 4-week moving average, which smooths out weekly volatility in the data, fell to 339,500, also a pandemic low. Okay. What about any economy news? Okay, I didn't mean to click on this one, but that's great. Economy. Democrats split deepens over Powell Fed reappointment. Do the Dems want Powell to stay as Fed chairman? That would be a market moving event if they replaced him for sure. It's just the uncertainty alone. Oh, we have some breaking news.
President Biden is going to be signing an executive order mandating vaccinations for all federal employees and for millions of contractors who work for the federal government. The president had previously mandated
Mandating
this
vaccines.
earlier this
Wow.
summer, but there were some loopholes there for employees who did not get vaccinated to have a regular testing process that they would undergo. Now, this is going to be mandatory for all federal employees and all those contractors. And you can think about all the different federal agencies that employ thousands and thousands of contractors. This is a large group of people. Not clear exactly what the unvaccinated rate is among federal workers, but this is Biden's effort now to make a dent in the broader unvaccinated population inside the United States. And it comes at a time when he's really trying to get his arms around the Delta variant and trying to move those numbers south and get the economy back on track again. So watch for that executive order. We don't have exact timing yet of when that will be signed, but the White House signaling now that President Biden is going to be doing that sometime soon. Carl, back over to you.
Amen. We began the hour talking about the airlines and why it's so important to get that under control. Thank you. By the way, you see Moderna up 3%. Investor presentation announcing a vaccine
All right.
that would develop a single dose
Man,
that will combine
requiring the vaccines for all federal employees. Okay. Let's go back over to Wall Street Journal. Check out this Powell article. Okay, a centrist Democrat on the Senate Banking Committee said President Biden should nominate Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to a second term, the latest volley in an intra-party rift over the future leadership of the Fed. Montana Senator John Tester said in an interview Wednesday that he was concerned by recent calls from progressive House Democrats to replace Mr. Powell with someone who would focus the Fed on advancing liberal political priorities, including climate change. Mr. Tester said he worried doing that would harm the economy by politicizing the central bank. They should not be involved in the political footballs thrown around on Capitol Hill. That's the reason I want Jerome Powell. He's proven he can maintain the independence of the Fed, said Mr. Tester. Mr. Powell's 4-year term as Fed chairman expires in February. He was nominated to the 7-member board by governors by President Obama in 2011. Former President Donald Trump tapped Mr. Powell, a Republican and former private equity executive, to serve as chairman beginning in 2018. Mr. Trump later attacked Mr. Powell, first for raising interest rates and later for not cutting them more aggressively. President Biden's looming decision has opened a divide among Democrats. One group wants the central bank to be reoriented more explicitly to address priorities such as climate change and are pressing the White House to replace Mr. Powell when his term expires. 5 House Democrats last week, including Massachusetts Rep. Ayanna Pressley and New York Rep. AOC, issued a statement calling Mr. Biden to reimagine a Fed focused on eliminating climate risk and advancing racial and economic justice by appointing a new Fed chair. They said Mr. Powell has done too little to address climate change, and they criticized the steps the Fed has taken to relax certain financial rules. You know, the Fed's job is to maintain the economy. It's not to address climate change with fiscal policy or address racial injustice. Like, isn't that the job of Congress? Okay. Other progressive Democrats have lauded Mr. Powell's responses to the coronavirus pandemic and his focus on elevating the importance of tighter labor markets, which they say greatly benefits minorities and other potential workers that typically struggle to find jobs. These backers have said strong and unique bipartisan support for Mr. Powell has insulated the central bank's policies against more intense partnerships across Washington. Okay, so this article is kind of just a reminder that, hey, Fed Powell, he could potentially be replaced in February. That would definitely be a market moving event. You know, we have a little bit of time until then. How far away is that? That's about 5 months away. But hey, it'll be right here before we know it. So we'll keep our eye on that. Let's head over to CNBC. See if there's any Any news that pokes that sticks out to us? Okay. Airlines lower forecast, blaming rising COVID cases for weaker travel demand. Okay. Biden administration unveils plan to lower prescription drug costs. That's excellent. Let's see what this says. This just came out 10 minutes ago. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra on Thursday unveiled the Biden administration's roadmap to lowering the cost of prescription drugs in the U.S. The plan, summarized in a 29-page document, supports legislation that allows the U.S. government to negotiate lower prices on the costliest drugs each year and pass those savings to private insurers. Current rules prohibit the HHS from negotiating drug prices. Okay, this will be this will be good. I mean, everyone knows that us in the US overpay for our prescription drugs and our healthcare in general. So having legally being allowed to fight for it is definitely a good thing. Let's head over to Coin Market Cap, see where things are at. Let's refresh the page just in case. ETH, the gas fee, look at that, 193 GUI. That's super expensive. That's not, you know, the best to have it be so expensive. Last 7 days, down 6% for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Pushing up a little bit today. Ethereum's at 35.33. Cardano pushing the 260 mark. Up a great 7% today, but still down 15% for the week. I mean, just look at all of these charts. Great, burn. Great, burn. Great, burn. So, Solana, wow, breaking 200, up 30% today. Wow, me just being too afraid to buy Solana at 120, now it's 200. Just an insane run, having a market cap of $60 billion and potentially pushing further up. I mean, if it becomes number 3, if it passes Cardano, I mean, this crypto just came into being a year ago and already has a $60 billion market cap. I mean, uh, if you got into Solana early, I mean, let me know down below why you're still holding it. Are you just super believe in it? Is there something I'm missing? Are you getting a little bit too greedy maybe? Yeah, sure, maybe it has more room to run, but wow, this is just really impressive. That's 60 billions, no easy task. Uh Dogecoin needs to double to get to 60 billion. It's at 25 cents right now. Chainlink falling down. It was in the low 30s last week, back at $28. Okay. Here, let's see if CNBC is telling us anything.
Small parts of the stock universe. Look at the S&P 500 in terms of where it is from 52-week highs. Go back to that prior full screen and I'll show you what's going on. And essentially, materials and industrials are just barely off of their 50 highs. Go back to that prior full screen. 5% and 3%. That's not a lot in terms of where they are from their 52-week highs. The other thing that you want to note is the sectors that are growth: healthcare, technology, communication services. Folks, they're at 52-week highs. They're at their new highs. And that's why the market keeps holding up. If you look at the contribution in terms of earnings to these that these three sectors make, That's what matters. They're most of the earnings of the S&P 500. Technology is 22% of the $50 that the S&P is going to have in earnings this quarter. Communication services are 10 and healthcare is 17. Put these three together, 50% of the earnings for the S&P 500 are in three sectors. They're the growth sectors, and that's why the market keeps holding up. The other sectors that are having some problems, like industrials and materials, some issues, they're also there, but they're a much smaller part of the contribution of the overall earnings picture. And I keep emphasizing, as long as tech, communication services, healthcare keeps holding up, you're going to have a fairly strong S&P 500. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't damage. I know. I see individual stocks all the time. I see people messaging me saying, Bob, look at this. What's going on with some of these big names? Boeing's 20% off of its highs. Halliburton, some of the big oil names.
All
are
right, let's
20%
pull
off
off
of their
this. Let's
highs.
look at our COVID
Even big
stats.
names-
Here we can see that we were right. We talked about how this low point on Monday was just, or September 6th. What day was that? Yeah, that was Monday, Labor Day. That was probably low just from low reporting since it was Labor Day. And then Tuesday, we see it going all the way back up. And we can see our typical weekly trend just continuing. It is 158, 280 to 160, 301 to 180. So this Tuesday and Wednesday are a little bit higher than last week's Monday and Tuesday. So that might have just been because of a lack of reporting on Monday due to Labor Day. But we can still see our trend line is relatively flat. We'd love it to be going down, but flat is better than a large upward inflection. So we'll take the wins where we can get them. Let's go back to the sticks. Let's go to our watch list, see if we can find anything interesting. Peloton moving today. I guess they're moving on the news that they're getting into the apparel space. Maybe be a Lulu competitor. Here, let's go look at Peloton's run. I mean, it's back at the levels it was in September, but Peloton's high was 171. Let's go to the minute chart. See how we're trading today. Yeah, I mean, definitely a pop here after that news about Peloton came out. Great move to the upside of 5%. Just bum. Great. Straight up. Love to see that. It's always good. Johnson & Johnson. Okay, opened a little down. Trading relatively flat. Square. Has some big sticks. Volume's not too much. Volume only 670,000 for, a company with a market cap of $117 billion. Check out Peloton. Not Peloton, Palantir. Palantir falling a little bit. Oh, it's going up. Look at this. I mean, just yesterday. Here, let's go to the 30-minute chart. Yeah, yesterday it was pushing high $26. I believe earnings for Palantir are coming out soon. I don't see them marked here. But interesting. Wonder what this dip was from. Our kit, the company we don't really understand what it is. IPO'd a couple of days ago I guess just yesterday. Rocketed up to $26, has already fallen all the way down to 13. Wow. I guess if you were able to get in pre-IPO and then immediately sell, you were doing well. Pretty low volume. It's this is a company valued at almost 2 billion. Still have no idea what they're doing. We read their website the other day. Very confusing. QQQ going strong. Well, I say that, but it is down a little bit. Oh, no. Never mind. It's up. It always depends on what chart you're looking at, right? Wow. Yeah, QQQ going holding steady, going really strong. Bitcoin dropping below the 47 mark. Bitcoin kind of just channel trades. It's just holding in this channel ever since the fall. We'd really love to see a breakout. This is where it was, and it had a nice climb upwards to 50,000. And then it really stayed in this channel for quite a bit. Pulled forward, and then bam, crashing all the way back down to levels prior. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see from me in the future. I'm really tired today, so I'm just going to head out now. Take care.